Okay, we're here for game one of our Alolan Necreum draft. Gonna go ahead and start leveling up Forge Plate Sentries, like I said. This is the main battle plan. Definitely got a little less removal than I'd like. It's not really ideal. We'll see what we can get. I'm definitely going to level up Dark Shaper here to try and kind of get there. Which of these creatures would I like leveled up? 11-5 is really not impressive. 9-8 is only okay, but maybe we can get a random creature here and there with the ability. The super dense Feltwalker deck is potentially scary. We'll see. Okay. So we can drop a Forge Guardian in front of that and use Technosmith to level up probably Hungering Strike. Alternatively, we could Darkheart Wandering and Hungering Strike, because that makes it a relatively decent creature. However, I think I'd rather have the Technosmith leveled up. So, and the Forge Guardian Alpha just lets us clean up the lane while leveling what we want to elsewhere. So that seems reasonable. Om nom nom. That's cute. Oh, I meant to put the Forge Guardian Alpha. Oh, well. This does the same trade over 2 turns, although it's an actual trade instead of just eating it. But hopefully that will still be sufficient. Definitely not what I meant to pick, though. Okay, I've got Battle Tactician here. Obviously, I want to play that almost no matter what. Ooh, Epidemic, that's harsh. Would I play the Tactician with Pulse Major and Munitions Drone? Munitions Drone is nice because it lasts forever. Okay, so I need something with 2 power, so I'm gonna just throw either the Pulse Major or the Tactician. Neither one will stay alive. Okay. I want to just level up some strong creatures, so I'm gonna go ahead and throw the Tactician because it, sorry, the Technician, because it levels pretty well. So I just want to get some heavy hitters out there. Okay, so we've got our Technosmith for sure. Probably leveling Hungering Strike. So Technician will definitely do fine here. So it's a question of, do we level Hungering Strike or do I level Metamind Adept? I think leveling Hungering Strike is probably fine. So do that here. And Forge Plate Sentry can eat the zombie fine. Alright. Got the Tactician team. Ouch. Gonna keep leveling our tech buddies though. Okay, so Gloom Reaper kills anything 4 or smaller. Don't have anything to shrink it. If our opponent would be so good as to play something very small, we could play both Titan and Witch, but that doesn't seem to be what my opponent's deck is about. Alright, so my opponent did not have a good answer for Tactician, so he's just digging. Okay. So no amazing options here. So I'll go ahead and play a Witch just because it can eat the Battle Droid, and a Charnel Titan just because it can attack. Getting an awfully large number of level 1s, especially given the Technosmiths I played at player rank 1. I guess I only played 1 though, but still. More than I'd like. But I'm likely to play another Technosmith here. Leveling a Sentry. And I'll go ahead and play a Conscript just because it affects the board right now. And I'd like to keep the Witch alive just because it has a reasonable attack. At least it'll trade with the Zombie, which is fine. So much of... Basically, there are two major things to Solforge. One is board position, and the other is leveling. I guess the third bit would be deck composition. The deck composition is not amazing, but it's fine. So we have decent board control. My opponent just has a couple of 3/3s after playing one creature. So, you know, having 4 creatures on the board like we did at the end of our last turn is definitely where we want to be, just in the driver's seat. So we're a little behind on health, but it's still pretty close. So I think this is pretty good. Okay, that 7/7's a pain. I think I will go ahead and block that with a Sentry. And I'll get the Pulse Mage out just because it's got decent stats and can also help out next turn. Next player rank, things will probably be looking pretty okay, as we'll probably have a couple of Forge Plate Sentries leveled all the way up. Okay, that was very good play for my opponent. Having level 3 Epidemic is an admirable thing to have. Okay. However, we can sure just eat that Corpse Crawler. Unless my opponent's got a good play to take care of our creature, but it's definitely a nice place to be. Okay, probably going to go ahead and use Technosmith to level something, but also get a Savant out there, so maybe we can get some triggers. Alright, my opponent had something to get the trade. That's unfortunate, but so it goes. Gonna go ahead and max out that Hungering Strike. I don't like getting damage on the Savant, but I really don't want to worry about my health. So I'm going to play a very defensive game because I feel like we've got the long game. So I'm going to be willing to take some damage on my Savant just to facilitate us controlling that longer game. Okay, so if my opponent has a 5 or less, now would be a great time for my opponent to drop a little Feltwalker. Oh, my opponent is kind enough to do so. Okay. Unfortunately, he forced a trade, but the Charnel Titan is definitely going to help out. And this will give 2 armor. So unfortunately, that is not enough to save our Technosmith. So I will go ahead and give the armor to our Titan here. Okay, and we've got control of the game in the life sense as well. It's not worth leveling up a level 2 Sentry if we can just play 2 level 3s. I think we're definitely better off just controlling the game as much as we can. I expect another Epidemic before too terribly long, which is certainly a good card against our armor creatures, because obviously Epidemic does not care a whit about armor. But that's fine. Alright. I'm not too... Oh, I should have waited till after combat and just used that lane. That was silly of me. I was going to say that I'm not too worried about the center lane just because I think at the moment we're less concerned with the tacticians, but that was definitely a misplay because there was a lane that was pretty much just open. That said, we've got a Dark Shaper level 3 that we can put in a lane. We cannot get a trigger off of it, unfortunately. Okay. I will go ahead and run the combat first. These creatures are good enough still. I think I'm going to go ahead and just throw Tactician in an empty lane because it's a good body. It's not an amazing body, but it's definitely a level 3 body, and that's fine for the moment. Nether Embrace is almost... Okay, we ended up winning the game. My opponent scooped. I was going to say, we're gotten our opponent low enough that Nether Embrace is actually okay here. Alright, first win of the day. Let's see what we get. It's a Matrix Ward. First online win, we get some silver. Always nice. Need to buy some more deck slots. Alright, we'll be back with game 2 in a minute.